Okay, guys. Yesterday we started paper 2, summer 2021. We did the document task. We finished that, alhamdulillah. Today we are doing the second task, which is database. Summer question paper. This one, the second or the third task, database. Okay, can anyone tell me what database is?
It's a collection of data about something presented is on a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet is can be considered a type of database. Zaid also said collection of data. Okay, Ahmed, can you add?
It's like an organized or structured set of data with each like record being one product or one person, one item.
Yeah, this is maybe definition, more professional way to define it. Sanad, your voice is not clear. If you try to raise your voice, please.
It is data stored in a computer device.
Yeah, yeah, that's correct. But not all the data that is stored in the computer device is considered to be database, unless it is stored in a structured way. Maybe one of the most popular ways of storing databases is called the relational databases. Relational databases means what? Saving data about many items, many separate items, and then making relationships between them. And Microsoft Access is one example for this type of databases. What's the name again? Relational databases. Why do we call it relational databases? Because we save the data separately about each item, and then we link these items together through relations. For example, in the school system, what entities do we have and we want to save data about? Maybe student entity, right? We want to save data about the students. So this is a separate entity. We can save student name, student ID, student email, student, and many other things, right, about email. What other entity that we need also for the school besides student?
Teachers,
Teacher,
staff,
teachers, classes, staff, subjects. Let's take subjects, for example. Subjects. What data should I save about subjects? Subject ID, subject name, subject description, maybe, subject code. The code is the same as the ID, right? For example, you are students, IGCSE students. So there is a code for each subject, there is a name, there is a description, there is a syllabus, and so on. So when you save the data about the student, you save it in a separate table. And when you save the data about the subject, you save it in another table. But at the end of the day, you need to make a connection between the two tables. Why? Because there is actual relationship between the student and the subject. This relationship is that students can take one or more subjects for the IGCSE exam, right? So this relationship should be represented, but we are not going to save all of the data of the students and the subjects in the same table. This is wrong. Okay, this is the called the flat file or the traditional way of saving data. We save all of the things in the same place. Why it's not good? Because we will do data redundancy. Redundancy means repetition of data that is not necessary. So the best way is to save the subjects in a separate table, save the students in a separate table, and then link between them. This is exactly what we are doing for the IGCSE exam. Actually, we are not creating the database. Alhamdulillah, they will give you the database ready, but they give you database not as a database, as a text files. And from these text files, you can build up your database. Okay, so no need for you to enter the data. The data is there already. You just need to import it and use it to build up your tables. Okay, I think you all are familiar with Microsoft Access to some extent because you took it in your previous years with me or with other teachers. I'm not sure. Microsoft Access is a DBMS, database management system, that enables you to create a database, to manipulate a database. Manipulate means adding, deleting, and updating records, and also to report the database items, making reports, making queries, and so on. Okay, guys, let's start. You see here in my screen the scenario database. You are going to prepare some reports. Maybe the most important thing in this database is reports. Can you tell me what are the main components of any database, especially Access?
Primarily, like the fields.
No, one of them is report. The last one is report. What are the other three things?
Table, records.
Table, form. We still have one.
It's a record, teacher.
No,
Query.
query. Record Arshak is part of the table. So when you open the table, you see that it consists of records, and each record has fields, right? Fields. Uh, for okay, for IGCSE exam, you need to make tables. You need to make reports. You need to make queries. Forms, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay. For example, in this paper, they did not ask you to create a form. This is why I said all the time, uh, one paper is not enough. One paper is not enough, especially for the database. For the database, I think it's a good idea to practice at least 5 papers, at least. Okay, and by the way, this is not a big number. This is a small number. Why? Because it will not be tough to practice many papers. If you do the first paper, the second will be easier, the third will be even more easier, and so on. Okay, so we have these 3 or 4 components of the database. Maybe we will struggle with building the reports. We have many things here in the report tasks. Actually, the report and the query together in one task. Okay, so today I think the time will not be enough to do anything with the report. Maybe we just will learn how to make the table and the relationship. One more thing is the relationship. We did not mention that. Relationships. Okay. Okay. Step number 1. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. Using a suitable database package. What is the suitable database package that we will use?
CSV.
Microsoft Access. CSV is what? CSV is a text file,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's a text file. They do not give you access file. They give you what? Text file. This is a text file, right? We used it in the Excel. We used it for Microsoft Word yesterday. We use it everywhere, right? We use it for PowerPoint, and also you need to use it for Microsoft Access. So they give you the data normally in a text file like this one, CSV file, and they ask you to make your database. How? We need to import the file. I will show you exactly what are the steps to import the CSV file correctly. By the way, if you do not follow these steps, you will not be able to import the files. And if you are not able to import the files successfully, you will not be able to proceed with the remaining steps. And for sure, you will get 0 in this task. So be careful and pay attention to my instructions in this regard. How to import duathlon.csv to a database. First, we need to create a database file. So I'm opening my Microsoft Access from here. I need to open a blank database file. It's a good idea to give it a name, so you will, if in case something happened, you know what is the name. So I will name it boys database. It will be saved where? Are you still online?
Documents.
Oh, okay. So change this folder. I want to save it in my own folder for past papers, which is in desktop. Save it wherever you want, but for me, I want to save it here. Past papers, then summer, then boys. So here is okay. I name it boys database. Then okay. This is the new location. Then create. When you create a table, when you create a database, it gives you table one as a default table. I don't want to create table because I have the data already there, so I close this table. How to import the data from Duathlon .csv. External data. Yes, yeah. Show me next. What? New data source. New data source. Then what? From file. From file. Then what? Excel. No,
Text
yeah.
file.
If you
Text
choose
file.
Excel, it will be wrong. Choose text file because CSV is not Excel. CSV is text file. Okay? Choose text file. What do we do here?
Browse. We find the file.
Find the file. Locate your file. My file is in the desktop. Past papers. Summer. Boys. Confidential source files. It's here. Which one? Duathlon, right?
Duathlon.
Then open. Then okay or cancel.
Okay.
Okay. This is your data. Actually, it is a separated file data, as you can see. The name, comma, the last name, comma, the year of birth, and so on. Just click next for the screen. In this screen, you need to do only one thing. What is it, guys? I think I explained this.
Finish. Oh no, the flag.
No, no, not finish, not finish. Don't click finish here.
The field name.
First row contains field name. Do you see the first row here? Is it a normal data or it's
Normal data.
No, it's not normal data. It's the field
Yes,
names.
the column.
It's the field names. The normal data starts from the second row, right? Emmanuel and so on.
Converted to.
Yeah, so check this one to convert it to field names like this. So this is the only thing that you need to do in this screen. Don't click finish, click next. In this screen, you will need to determine the data types. Okay? Determine the data types. Where are the data types? They are here. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first and last name should be text. Check first name, short text. So alhamdulillah, no need to change. Last name also short text. Done. Year of birth, YOB. It should be number integer. So year of birth, it's a number. What long integer? Maybe it's better to change it to integer. Okay. Then nationality is text. Nationality is text. Nice. Race number is number integer. Race number is number. Change here to integer. Integer means a whole number, right? No digits. Right? We have here 6 fields. All of them should be date and time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total time run 1, T1, bike, T2, run 2. All of them date and time. Okay, so check all of them. 6 of them. This one date time, this one also, this one also, this one also, this one, and finally this one. So all of them are date and time. So just okay, we have this thing here. This one is just extra format of the date and time. Do you think that we have date in this file? And how do you know that?
Only time.
Only time. Why? Because the format is hours, minutes, seconds, right? So actually it's date
Yes.
and time, but there is no date, only date. Sometimes they give you date, not time. So if it is date, they may give you the format here. Do you know the formats of the date?
DD slash
Yeah,
M.
DD. For example, my computer here. Can you tell me what's the format of?
MM slash DD slash YM.
It's right?
Month.
Yes,
Yes.
month slash
DD
DD day
slash
slash
YY.
Y four times because it's 2022, right? What about
Yeah.
the time? Can you tell me the format of the time in my computer?
HH
HH
column
colon
MM.
MM
And then PM or AM.
AM or PM. This is the format, the current format of my computer. So they don't want you to use this format. They want you to use this one. Okay. For the date,
Yeah.
maybe one thing, maybe I say, but there is no date this in this paper. But I would say one thing about the date. We have two systems for the date. Now in my computer, it's called the UK system, the US system. Sorry, United States. In United States, this starts with the month first, then the day. In UK system, what is the format? DD first, MM second, and then the year. Okay, which one should we use for Cambridge exams?
The UK.
Yeah, the UK. So for me, there will be a problem, right, in my computer. For example, I will give you this example. Look to this date. If there is a date like this, 1981. By the way, this is my birth date. Okay,
Wow.
and your computer system is month, then day, then year, right? I'm old
Yeah.
man, right?
Yes.
You say, wow.
Yes, teacher. MashaAllah, teacher. My father was also born.
Okay, so here in the file, it should be 29 November 1981. But in my computer, it will interpret this one as what?
Month.
Month. And interpret this one as
Day.
day. And this one as year.
Yeah.
I think there will be no problem with this, no problem with this, and here this one will be wrong because there is no month called 29. Am I right? So
Yeah.
you will face the problem of blank cells in your database. For example, the date of this guy will be blank, nothing here. Why? Because of the wrong interpretation of this 29 number. So what should we do when we import a table and in this table there is a date? You should do one of two things. Either change the format inside the access or change the format inside the Windows, the operating system itself. And I will show you how to do that. Okay? But remember that this is a problem that needs to be solved. Like the problem with the currency, do you still remember from the spreadsheets? We solve it from the settings, right, of the computer and we change the currency. Here we need to
Yeah.
do similar thing. We need to assure that the date, if there is a date, it should be day, then month, then year. If it's like this, it's okay, nice. Just proceed. If it's not like this, you will have some missing data in your table. By the way, some students do this and they see that they have missing the data. They think that the problem is with the computer and we cannot do that, so they proceed normally. But the problem, they will print wrong reports. Okay, let's get back to our past paper here. So what about this format? I cannot change it here. There is nothing here to change it. By the way, if it is date, yes, you can do something here. Imagine that this is date. What can I do? What extra thing that I can do in this window for the date? You click advanced. You see here what's the date order?
Month and then day and then.
You have to change it to
Day, month.
Day, month.
day, month. Okay. But because
Yes.
I do not have date here, I will not click advanced. So this is one solution for the problem that I've just highlighted. This is one solution. If it is date, click advanced. Make sure that it is not MDY, it is DMY. Okay, guys. But for our paper, we do not have date, we have only time, and we have to change it to this format. This format, I will do it maybe later on. Okay, just remind me if I forgot. So I will click next. Did I finish, or do I still have? Yeah, I have text, number, integer, right? So go to the right. This one is text. This one is text. Position is number, integer. So change it to integer. Finished now, right? I finished with determining the data types for each field. What should I do next? Next. Okay, this window. What do you think? It's for what?
The primary key. The
Yeah,
one that
to
should be
tell
unique
if
for
there is a
everyone.
primary key or no.
That
Okay,
is ID.
you need to read the question. Did they ask you to add a primary key for this table?
Set race number.
Set race number as the primary key. Okay, so we have a primary key. So which option of these should we choose? The first or the second or the third? The second. Which one is the primary key?
This number.
Race number. Okay. Who can tell me what's the primary key and what's its benefit? Ahmed.
The primary key basically it indicates like which fields are going to be like the identifier, because each record is supposed to be different, and then you need to have a field that will make it look different. For example, if you're like a student, your name can be shared with another person,
Yes.
but then if you have a student ID, it's going to be different from each person. So even if there's another Ahmed,
Yes.
we'll have different IDs which will identify him.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have repeated names here? We do not here.
Muhammad, there's like there's four Muhammads in the
For
class.
Muhammad here. Okay, Ahmed, please, I will change your name for the purpose of illustration, okay? Ahmed, your name is Aish, okay? Ahmed Al
Is it
Ansari.
Aisha, sorry?
Aish, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so two students said yes, right? So name cannot be used to identify people, right?
Yeah.
Especially if we have too many students with the same name. And can I use the email?
Yeah.
Yes, because if I say one email, I don't think that two students will claim that they have the same email, right? Can I use the telephone number?
Yes.
Actually, no, because some students they do not have a telephone number, so it cannot be used because we need to have for the primary key two conditions. Number one, it should be unique. Unique means not repeated. Number two, it should have a value. So telephone numbers, not all students have telephone numbers. Can I use the address?
But and some people like their siblings they could live in the same place.
Maybe two brothers and siblings. They live in the same condo, same apartment, same right? Maybe same room even. All right. So address cannot be used. What about? Let me say. I'll try to find some other attribute that can be used as identifier for the. I think the most appropriate one is the
The
school ID.
family.
The school ID, right? Do we have other things? Can I use the hair color to identify students? No, no, it cannot. Right.
And
So
then
you
there's
see
the
what's
family. Like
Sanad? What have you said?
the family name.
The family name also cannot be used to identify, right? Because as again, siblings have the same family name, and maybe cousins they have the same family name.
Teacher, using biometric, we can use fingerprints.
Yeah, fingerprint, yes, can be used if we can save the fingerprint digital data in the table. Yes, we can use it because it's unique. The fingerprint is unique. It can be used to identify people. Okay, for the cars, what is the attribute that can identify the cars in the cars table?
Number plate,
Yeah,
model,
the plate number or the vehicle number, right? Because it's not repeated. Uh,
model ID,
what is it?
the model ID.
The model ID is repeated. Maybe many cars share the same model ID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, many car. But if I want to identify this car belongs to Ahmed or to Ali or to Muhammad, so I use the vehicle number. Again, the primary key will be given to you, inshallah, in the exam. They will tell you exactly what is the primary key. But in case sometimes they want to check or test your IQ, they just ask you to determine one of the fields to be the primary key. You should be able to do that. For example, in my table here, can I use the first name primary key? No. Can be repeated, right? Last name also can be repeated. Year of birth cannot. Nationality, same. You see, all of them cannot be used as primary key because they are repeated. Some values can be repeated for all of them except this one, the race number. Okay, race number is just like the ID number for the students. It's unique for each one. So I use it and then I click next, then finish. uh, okay, close this window. The table has been imported successfully. If you want to show the data, just double click. You see the data here. How many records do I have in this database, in this table? Hmm? How many records?
How many record? Uh, 1082.
How do I know here? Can you see it?
Ah,
Okay.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. So here, guys, 1,133. And this is my concern. This is my big problem every year with the students. Cambridge give you 1,130 records. Do you think they will ask you to print all of this data in the exam day?
No.
They will be the first enemy of environment because if each student print all of this data, how many papers for each student? If we let's say if we say 50 in one page, we have 50 records, right? So how many pages do we need for each student? It will be too much. So the most important skill in IGCSE exam for database is to filter out the data based on certain conditions. Don't if you print and you see the invigilator is coming to you with too many papers, that means you will for sure get zero, inshallah. But how many papers normally do we print for database? Maybe one, maybe two. Meaning that we need to decrease the number of records from 1,000 something to maybe 40, 50 only. Okay, remember that this is our aim. This filtration does not mean deletion. What's the difference between deletion and filtration?
Filtration, you only remove, like, they're not actually deleted. The records are still there, you just can't see them because you only chose the records that apply. So, for example, maybe only the ones who won the competition. That would be
Yeah,
filtered.
yeah.
So, the people who lost, those records aren't deleted, they're just not being shown.
Yes. For example, I will make a filter now, live filter, to illustrate this. Any students whose name starts with the letter Z must have his camera on, the others switch off. And also for me, I will switch off, right? You see now that I filtered the data, but I did not delete the student. Did I delete you?
Teacher, not delete him.
This is a filter. This is a filter. Filter does not mean deletion. Okay, you can switch on cameras back. So filter does not mean deletion. It means just hiding and showing, hiding or showing some data for a specific period of time or for a specific purpose to make a report or to okay. So filtering is very important skill that we need to learn inshallah through queries. Okay. What extra thing do we have here to explain? Yes, I have finished now adding my first table successfully. I have a second table. As I told you, database will save separate entities in separate tables and then make relationship between them. Just like I explained to you, student table and subject table, and then we link between them. Here we have a duathlon table. We finished that, and we have now one more table. It's called categories. You need to import it in the same way. Categories has only 5 fields. All of them are textual, so it will be easy. Can anyone help me doing this importing step? It's a repetition, right? Same like we did import duathlon. Yes, proceed, please. What should I do?
New data source.
Yeah, from external data, new data source, then
From file,
mm-hmm,
text file,
text file, mm-hmm,
and then browse,
mm-hmm.
and then go to reports, categories,
Categories, right? Then
then open,
open, not cancel. Okay, huh. Then
then OK,
okay or cancel.
OK,
Then
finish. Next,
next. Okay, here.
first row contains
Yes,
the
good. Thank you. Then
next.
next. Then all of them are text. All of them are text, right? So check one by one. This one short text. This one short text. This one short text. This one short text, and this one short text. So all are okay, right? Then
Yes, next.
next. Here
Go back to the question.
primary key, right? Is there a primary key?
Cat code.
Yeah, primary key is cat code. So you choose the second option and then choose from the list cat code. Then
Next,
then
finish.
close, right? So you see this is my second table. How many records do I have?
34.
Yeah, 34. The next one, we have a third table. So mashallah. In this paper, we have most of the past papers, you have only 2 tables. Two. So how many relationships do we need if we have 2 tables?
One.
One, because 2 tables, you link them by one relationship. If you have 3 tables, how many relationships?
Two.
Two. One to link the first and the second, another one to link the third and the second. Okay, so let's do the third one. Who were with me in the second one?
One.
Okay, thank you. Let me now with Arshak do it. We have the outcomes table, and we have text boolean, which is yes no. Okay, and the primary key is stat code. This is the information. Arshak, what should I do?
We should go to external data and then new data source.
External data, new data source.
From file,
Mm-hmm.
text file,
Mm-hmm.
and then we should browse.
Mm-hmm.
Then we should find the outcomes CSV.
Mm-hmm.
We will open. Then we will press OK. And you will press next.
By the way, if this space is empty, that means you did it wrong. Okay, you need to do the steps again. So we have some data here. That means we are in the correct path. Next, what do I do here?
And here first row contains field names.
Mm-hmm.
Then next.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will check each one. The first two are text. The last one is logical.
So text. This one. Should I change something?
Not
Structure teacher Boolean.
Which one?
Yes, no.
Yes,
Yes,
no.
no.
Yes,
Oh,
no. Okay, yes, no. Then,
then next.
okay, then
Primary key is stat code. So we
stat code, primary key. Good,
next.
thank you, thank you. You did it well. So I have my third table created successfully. And you see if I open it, where is it? Outcomes. You have only this data inside it. Okay. So we need now, if they are three tables, but they are separated, we need to make relationships between them. Maybe before that, I need to save the data and then take evidence number 5. Do you still remember yesterday I created evidence document for you, right? So open it. Yesterday we did four evidences for the document production task, and today, inshallah, we continue adding the remaining evidences to this file. So evidence 1 done, evidence 2, evidence 3, and evidence 4. Right? Today we are doing evidence 5. Maybe I can press Control Enter to make it in a new page. What should I do for evidence number 5? Look here to the evidence. Take screenshots plural, right? So it's not one screenshot, it's many, to show primary keys, field names, data types. How many screenshots do I need for this evidence?
3.
3. Yes, because I have 3 tables. So for each screenshot you need to have the primary key, the field names, and the data types. I will show you how to do that. Go to the database, start with the first one. This is the duathlon. Click right, design view. This is the screenshot that you want. Okay, maybe you can just highlight this one, the primary key, and this is the field names, the data types. Windows Shift S to take the screenshot. I will crop this part. Okay, enough, right? Then I paste it here. This is the first screenshot, okay? The second screenshot is for the categories. Click right, design view. Which one is the primary key? It's this one, right? This is the primary key. So Windows Shift S and capture this part of the screen. Then paste it under the first screenshot. Still have one screenshot for the outcome. Click right, design view. This is the primary key. Windows Shift S. Take this screenshot. So you see how many screenshots? 1, 2, 3. In each screenshot, this is primary key, primary key, primary key. We have field names and data types. Field name, data type, field name, data type. So alhamdulillah, I've done that successfully. Next, the relationship. Okay, the relationship between the tables. We need to create one-to-many relationship. Okay, between actually, uh, they explain to you exactly what you should do for each relationship. So the relationship, the first one is between the categories table and the duathlon table. And the second relationship is between the outcomes table and the duathlon table. For the first one, which field in the categories? Cat code. Which field in the duathlon? Also cat code. So you need to link this cat code to this cat code. The second relationship, which field? Stat code. To which field? To stat code. So you need also to link these two stat codes fields together. Why this cat code? Cat code is mainly part of duathlon or part of categories, guys?
Stat code is part of.
Categories. Cat means
Yeah,
category. Cat means category. So it's primary key here. It's primary key in the category. So it's mainly belongs to categories, not to duathlon. Why there is a copy of it in the duathlon?
The relation.
Yeah, to represent the relation. So it's just a representative, just like the the ambassador of your country in Malaysia, is he Malaysian? No, he's not Malaysian. He's foreigner. So this is foreign key, foreign key. But why do we need it? To represent his country, to represent his table in this table, because there is a relation between the two tables. Similarly, stat outcomes, stat code is the primary key here in the outcomes, primary key. Why do we have another copy of it in the duathlon? Again, it's a foreign key. It's a foreign key. It's not the primary key here, right? So what's your job when you build the relationships? Your job is to take a link from the primary key to the foreign key, another link from the primary key to the foreign key. How? Can anyone tell me how, or I should proceed with it myself? Let me close all of these tables.
So do we go to relationships?
Yeah, where is it? Where is the relationship? Where do you think? Can you guess? What should
Create.
create? Then? No. Maybe here? No. Maybe here?
Relationships.
Yes. So database tools. Then
Relationships.
relationships. Okay. How many tables do I need for this relationship?
Two.
Two.
All of them. All of them. I need 3. So I need to add categories. Then click duathlon and add. Then click outcomes and add. Then close this window. So I have the 3 tables here. If you look to the table, this is cat code and this is cat code. This is stat code and this is stat code. This is primary key and this is foreign key. This is primary key and this is foreign key. I told you to do what? To make a link from the primary key to the foreign key. Okay? Let's start the first relationship between categories and outcome. Click on the primary key. Click and drag. You know how to click and drag using the mouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Move, fly until you reach this airport here. Cat category. If you are above cat category, release the mouse. This window will pop up. Is it the correct one or no? Can you check? Categories, cat code, duathlon, cat code. Correct, right? If it's not correct, you need to change from here. So cat code, categories, cat code, duathlon. What's the type of the relationship? One to many, then create. Done. The second one, we do it in the same way. We start from where? Primary key, right?
From outcomes.
Yeah, from outcomes, stat code. We move, click and drag until you reach.
Stat code.
Is it true?
Teacher, you did that on purpose.
I did it.
On position.
Okay, you read my mind. Okay. What should I change here?
Stat code.
Stat
Make it
code.
stat code.
Okay. One too many, correct, so create. So alhamdulillah, I finished adding the 2 relation. By the way, if you do not do the relationship, you will not be able to generate any report because the data is separated. Okay. Even if you can generate reports, they will not give you the correct data, the correct type of data. So the relationship is important to manipulate the data here. So because some students, from my experience, they see how many marks for this step.
1 mark.
So they say it's only 1 mark and I do not need it. Why do I need to cheat from my friends? I will not devote a lot of time here. Let me skip it and go to the next step. If you skip this one, actually you destroyed everything, right? So you should be able to create the database relationship in a correct way. Okay, next. Yes, evidence. We need screenshots, right? To show the type of relationship between the 3 tables. How many screenshots do we need here?
2.
2. Yeah, 1 for this and another 1 for this, right? So 2 screenshots. 2 screenshots. How do I take the screenshots?
Between the categories and the duathlon, and then the outcomes in the duathlon.
How is it? What should I do? This
Show
one?
the relationship.
How do I show that?
When Windows Shift S.
Windows Shift S.
No, let's show the relationship. Right.
Say it again, huh? Zaid, do you want to say something?
First, you have to show the actual
Yeah,
relationship.
how? Yes, you are correct. How?
Relationship reports or something. I don't know.
What do you think?
Click stuff until you figure it out.
Click what?
Save.
Click on everything, and then eventually you will find
Here. Where should I click?
No, maybe on the actual line, the black line, maybe.
Yes. I click the black line. Okay, done. Nothing happened.
Double click.
Double click. Yes, Zaid. Double click. Actually, I clicked, but not in the double line here. Let me click on the double line again. Is it the one that we want?
Yes.
Yes. What should I do now? Windows Shift S or Alt Print Screen? I prefer Alt Print Screen because this is a window. Then close it. Then come here and paste it. I think the space is not enough. Maybe I can press Control Enter to move evidence number 6 to the next page. And now take the second evidence in the same way. What do I do? Click on the black line, double click on the black line. It will show you the window here, Alt Print Screen. Close it and then paste it here. Is it enough to Windows? Some students prefer to also take this one as a screenshot. This is optional. If you want to take it as a screenshot, press Windows Shift S and take this one also as a screenshot and add it here. Okay, but the most important is this and this. This one is optional. Okay. Control Shift to move evidence number 7 to the next page. Okay, next, what do we have? Yes. In here, we have just to enter the data. Enter means input. You know how to input? Type the data. We need to make a new record in the Duathlon table. How many records are there in the Duathlon? Do you still remember? 1,133, right? If we add a new record, it will be what?
1134.
34. Okay.
So, students.
Yeah, the data is here. You need to use the same data. For me, I can use copy paste because I have the soft copy, so I will not make mistakes. But in the exam, you will not be able to copy paste. You know why? Yeah, you have a hard copy only. If you have a mechanism to copy from the paper to the computer, do that. But I think you will not be able. So you have to type, right? So type, but please be careful. Type exactly the same data here. Don't make mistakes because actually sometimes it will not be a big problem unless, for example, here, if I typed a number which is already there in the table, what will happen for this one?
This number, teacher?
Then
It's a primary
there will be an error.
Yeah, it's a primary key. Let's say Duathlon. Let's say 2000 and no, what is it? 1001. 1001. And I come here instead of 1193, I typed 1001.
1001.
Will be there a problem or no?
Yes.
Yeah, why? Because this is a primary key and the primary key must not be repeated. So be careful when you type the data. Okay, let's start. For me, I will just copy paste. How to add a new data to this table? Either from here or from here. Can you see? So this is one way. This is the second way. It's up to you. Let me choose the up one. This one is better. So just click new. When you click new, it opens for you a new record. So what I'm going to do is copy paste. Dean, copy, and then paste. Cheshire,
Cheshire Shropshire.
then 1984. Then GBR, which nationality? Maybe Great Britain or
Yes.
what? 1984, Great Britain was not there. Maybe a different country. I'm not sure. Anyway, we continue. This is the
Yeah, as long as Queen Elizabeth is there, it's Great Britain.
still Great Britain. No, Great Britain is already destroyed. We have now United Kingdom. Maybe 4 countries united together only. Okay. Malaysia was part of Great Britain. India was part of Great Britain. Yemen, the southern part of Yemen, was also part of Great Britain. Okay, now the times. We have 6 times. Be careful. 1, 2.
Sure.
Yes.
So sometimes in the given values here, will they give you the wrong order? For example, they put T_1 above the R_1, and then you have to check.
Oh, yeah. You have to check which one. Yes, this is good. For example, this one should be T_2, right? So make sure that you are in the correct column, right? You should be careful about this also. Run 2. So this is run 2. Okay. And yes.
Should we change also the time, because when you're computing these, it's making them into like the 12-hour version.
Yes, you remind me now, right? Okay, I will show you how this. Thank you. Do you still remember that we missed one step? The format. We did not change the format, right, of the time. So Ahmed has just reminded me to do it. So let's first save it. Don't forget to save. How many records? 1003 1134. So save it. The data now is saved, but the problem, as Ahmed mentioned, is the format of the date. You see, what is the format of this one?
This is number 12.
Can you tell me the format of any one of them? H, one H only, right?
Yeah.
Colon.
1H.
MM.
Actually, for access, guys, they use for months, not like the operating system, and they use NN for minutes. I'm
So
sorry
H,
to say that.
NN,
Right?
SS.
Okay, in the exam paper it's right? But here in access, if you put it will consider it month. Okay, so put instead what? NN. You need to differentiate between access as a DBMS and between Windows as operating system. In Windows, they put the capital for the month and the small for the minutes. This is in the operating system. If you change from the settings of the operating system. In access, for the month, NN for the minutes. What should we type here for this one?
NN.
NN
And then SS.
colon SS
And then AM/PM.
AM/PM. Is it the one that is mentioned in the exam paper? No.
Did they ask for AM/PM?
They asked for a mem.
They just want you to make it HH
NN.
SS. So because there is no here, I will put what? NN.
NN.
Okay? So we should use this format for the 6 times fields. Where should I do it? Click right on the table, click design. I will start from here, total number. In the format here at the bottom, HH colon SS colon NN colon SS. This is for the first one. Save. Go to the second one, do the same thing. Save. Go to the third one, do the same thing. Save. Number 4, do the same thing. Save and copy paste, okay? I'm copy and pasting it. Save. And finally this one, save. Let's check now. What do you think?
Yes, teacher.
Except
Yeah,
for one
makes
problem. Can you tell me what's this problem?
The hours are not in
The
zero
hours are
zero.
not in 2 digits. What do you think? What's the problem? Maybe there is a conflict between the access and the operating system, right?
Yes, teacher, because we use
Access is saying two digits, and operating system is saying 1 digit. Which one has the priority, the operating system or Microsoft Access?
operating system.
Microsoft Access.
No, operating system has higher priority. So because we did in Access, what did we do in Access? We put HH, but it does not work. That means Microsoft Access is not the same as the operating system. So from where we solve this problem, from the settings of the operating system, I will show you today. I'm sorry you have these problems in the exam. You need to deal with them, right? So how open the settings of the date and time? Maybe you can search date and time settings, or change date and time format. I think from here. Can we try this? Okay. I have Windows 11. Maybe your computer is different from mine. It's not here. Time. Can we change it from here? The current one is what? 9.
Short time.
Short time and the long time. The hour is only 1 digit, right?
Yeah.
And here also the hour is 1 digit. If we choose this one, it will be fine, right? And also if you choose this one, it will be fine. But I think in your computers you do not have this interface, because this is Windows 11. Maybe in your computer you will see. Do you have Windows 11 or Windows 10?
11.
If you have 11, it's one like this. If you do not have 11, if you have older version, maybe you need to click time and language, then date
Teacher,
and
we have this feature. We just search up format.
yeah, good. Then date and time. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a password here, so I have to enter the password. Okay. Then additional clocks. Then date and time. Change date and time. Again password. Oh my god. Administrator. Okay. Yes. From here, you will see the options. Can you see them? This is the old version of Windows. It shows something like this. Okay. So what should you change? The short time. You see H1 time only, right? Change it
Yeah.
to H2 times. And you have long time also. Do the same thing. Change it to H2 times, and then apply.
Apply.
Then okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Then close this one. Does it work? It does not work. Maybe you need to close the database and open it again. Okay. Are you ready? I will close the database. I will save it, and I will need to open it again. Where is it? It's here, right?
Sure, I have a feeling what if it doesn't have anything to do with the operating system?
I think the
And
problem is the
access is
operating
just like
system. No, the access we did it properly. We put HH and NSS, so access done. So the problem should be with the operating system if it does not work. So open the duathlon table now. Is the problem solved?
yes.
Yes, alhamdulillah. One more thing here today to say. Yes, we've done that. I think next week we can proceed with the report. Maybe in the reports, okay, we need to also explain a lot of terms there. So what I'm doing here, guys, I'm not only practicing the past paper, I'm also adding a knowledge to you about the database, about the primary keys, about the settings. So you have to take this into consideration. Don't say teacher devoted 1 hour in only doing 2 or 3 steps. I'm taking too much time because I'm explaining to you what you should do. But for you, when you practice, it may take maybe 15 or 20 minutes of your time to finish the whole database task if you practice well. If you do not practice, believe me, this task will destroy your time. It you will not be able to do anything if you do not practice well, because many students, for example, the steps of changing the date and time, they know the problem is with the date and time, but they do not remember how to change it. So they stuck in one step and they don't cannot move. So please, guys, practice before the mock and also before the final exam. How many what's the percentage that we covered now from the database task? Maybe 35% only. The remaining 65% will be uh, finished inshallah next week in the extra classes of Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday. Do you have any question?
No. Wait, teacher, I have a question about the ICT tests for next week.
Yes.
Because they don't include what's coming in the chapters.
Yeah. I have a problem now. My plan is to give you document production, but problem is I thought that we will do it in the school, but the school decided to make your review and check and weekly test online. This is why I find it difficult to do the weekly tests as practical tests. So what I'm going to do, maybe I will make it practical, but as written paper, not okay. You know,
Oh,
there is, for example, Excel. I can give you a data sheet, and I ask you to write down the formulas and do some stuff. I haven't decided yet. I will check what I can do, and I share with you in the group what you should do for your weekly test this week. Okay.
okay.
Raif, have you
Teacher,
taken the attendance, Raif? Thank you. Huh?
teacher, the
Abdullah,
YouTube link for the recordings, where can I find it?
you do not have the. I think I shared it with you from the first day. Do you still have
In
it,
the group,
guys?
yeah, but he doesn't have WhatsApp.
I can't
Oh,
access
I'm
the group
sorry. Can you,
because my
Zaid?
SIM card.
Zaid,
I
can
will
you?
send it to him. I will send it.
Okay, Zaid will share it with you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Assalamu
teacher.
alaikum.
Juma Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, bye. Thank you, teacher.
Assalamu.
Teacher.
Yes.
And during the test, you can bring our pens like to just like
Yes.
taking
Yes.
the
Yeah.
steps
Yeah. Yeah.
or thank you, teacher.
Okay.